Alright, welcome back to the Nice Micro Leauge. I think we are ready here. I just realized that I did not set up something, but I think it should work. So welcome back to our third round, I guess. Let me see, yes. Okay, so I actually set things up correctly by accident. So third round, we can see in the bottom here, we had 2 rounds previously. This is the third round of our Swiss kind of placing thing here. So what I mean by placing is that this is going to place our players in the elimination rounds. This is kind of a placement for the elimination round. So what we have here is we are going to finish up the OkaySureSure versus Kumbi games, which we only had one of the replays previously, and we have 3 other games, 3 other matches here to see. We'll see how long it will take. And once this round is done, we will have the 4th round of Swiss games, and in this one. So in the first 2 rounds, we had some additional points calculated based on previous Nice Micro Leauge results, and also just based for the new players. These were given, these extra points were given based on a few games we did previously. And so those points were counted in making pairs for the matches. And now we have in this 3rd round, those are halved. And in the last round, those will be just down to 0. And so the last round of this Swiss tournament will be based on the actual total points anyone got in the first 3. And after that, we will have kind of a half a round. So this round is going to be smaller. The first 5 players, so those who get places 1 to 5 in these placement rounds, will not play. And also those who got 12th and 13th place, they also will not play. In the 5th round, people between place 6 and 11, there will be 3 games here, which will be best of 5s now, so until 3 victories. And then the last 2 players, so 14th and 15th place, they will also play with each other. Anyone who gets into the top 5 is guaranteed to get into the bracket, which contains the games that lead to places 1 to 8. So if you get into top 5 in the placement rounds, you are guaranteed to be at least 8th. And if you are between 12 and 15, you are guaranteed to not get into the top 8. And so these 6 players will have to fight each other. The winners will get into top 8, the losers will get into the bottom 8. So I guess the next round will be very important for that. But this round is what decides what the next round will be. So I guess we can say that is also important. So our games, as you could see in the description, is going to be OkaySureSure versus Kumbi. We'll get the remaining games. So we already saw 1 game there. Then we will have Monster Truck versus Mate here. Monster Truck's first time playing as a Protoss player, so he does not have a ranking yet. Then Geresz versus Hasta Vista. So Hasta Vista is a new player. We'll see how they do versus each other. And then Khestral versus Gym Raynor. Both are very good players. Gym Raynor used to be very highly ranked with his Terran. Nowadays he is not playing Terran, he's playing random. His ranking is also good. Khestral, of course, has always been Zerg, and he's one of the most mechanically talented players of the Nice Micro Leauge, high APM player. That will be our last game for today. So let's not waste any more of our precious time here, and let's get into our second game between OkaySureSure versus Kumbi on the 3-player map Hasta. So OkaySureSure is playing random, Kumbi is playing Terran. Kumbi is kind of 50-50 versus random. He won the first match versus OkaySureSure here. So let's see if OkaySureSure can do something here that will bring him back into the game, or will he lose to 0? All right, let's get into our first game of the night. Let's go. Okay, so we are in the game, and we have OkaySureSure playing as Zerg. Kumbi is, of course, playing as a Terran. And I guess we'll see what they do. Is there going to be any cheesy play here, or are we going to see something standard from OkaySureSure? I am not really familiar with his playstyle yet, so we'll see how cheesy he gets. He's not going for pool, that's for sure. And is he going to get an overlord first or a pool first? That is the big question. And I guess he's going for gas, very early gas here. And oh no, that was a gas streak, of course, for a pool first. I always forgot that there is this gas trick thing the Zerg player can do, and he sends one drone for scouting. Very interesting. Okay, so now the second drone, well, it still does not have enough money. Okay, no, he's actually going for the overlord, so he did. Okay, I am a bit confused by this, but probably it makes sense. Anyways, so he did the gas trick and goes for an overlord first. I guess that is also a valid thing to do if you want to send out your drone as a scout, but we are playing versus Terran, so I don't think that is that important to scout what the Terran is doing, because the Terran does not know what race he is playing against at the moment, so he will have to play something relatively defensive, which is why he puts the barracks right next to the gas. The spawning pool is about halfway done. And I guess, where is this drone going? Is this drone going home? I'm not sure. So Terran goes to the middle of the map first, which is a good call. So if the random player is Terran or Protoss, there might be some proxy play over there, which is not the case. And now he will see the Overlord, so now he knows he's playing versus Zerg. And both the drone and the Overlord is going to get into the Terran base. So our Zerg player is getting gas. Oh, the two workers are fighting in a direct fight. The Terran wins. More health, 60 versus 40. But the Terran does not regenerate. So I guess this real kerfuffle ends and the hatchery is being built. The Terran is sending the SCV home with 5 health. And 4 lings are out, and more are being made. 6 more lings are on the way. And the Terran already has 2 Marines. The 3rd is being built. The Overlord is getting chased away. Oh, it won't be chased away, it will be killed. Yeah, this Overlord does not have enough length to run away. So 4 lings wait for the remaining 6. This hatchery is being built there, still not done. So we have 10 workers for the Zerg and 16 for the Terran. The Terran sees the lings moving out and it decides to put the Marines on the ramp, which is a very smart move because the lings were not attack moving, just moving, so they did not attack the Marines. Will OkaySureSure do something here with these Zerglings? The Marines go back towards the ramp. I guess they don't want to get surrounded. What can the Zerg do here? Just sending a part of the Ling army. Yeah, did not achieve much. Hit the Marines a little, but not enough. Now we have enough Marines here to cause some trouble. Oh, and the bunker is being built. That SCV got caught, so OkaySureSure managed to micro this, but Now the 5 Marines are up here versus 6 things. That is not going to be enough. And these creep colonies will... Okay, but there are only 2 Marines attack, so that is good for the Zerg. But now a Vulture is out, and we're only on the creep colonies. So these creep colonies need to be morphed into a Sunken. And by the time it gets into Sunken, the Zerg has to stop the Vulture from getting into the base. Okay, so I think this Vulture will not get into the base before the Sunkens are morphed. But the Marines can start attacking, which is not good. Okay, 2 Marines left. Yeah, the Vulture is dead. Okay, the 2 Sunkens managed to save the Zerg for now, but we only 7 or 12 workers versus 17. The Terran is already making a bunch of Vultures. Terran is up 500 minerals while the Zerg is barely on 100. So the Zerg needs to do something here, needs to drone up, build up the economy a little. I guess the Terran economy is much better. He's putting an emergency Sunken colony inside his base. I don't know if this is the wisest decision at the moment, because using Zerglings, he should be able to stop any run-bys here, so this gap is not that big, or he can just stand on the ramp. Anyways, Zerg is going, and the Terran is expanding, so that is going to be difficult for OkaySureSure here, that's for sure, I guess. And the 2 Vultures are out, so Zerglings are useless at this point. He's upgrading Vulture speed for run-bys and building the starport for drops. So it is going to be good to have this Sunken here versus the drops, but the Vultures will be able to just abuse production from that side, unfortunately. So will these 2 Vultures try to run by? Or are they waiting for a 3rd one to arrive? Alright. So we only have 3 drones here. Oh, he puts down an Evo chamber there. That is good to stop any run-bys. But now these Vultures can just destroy these drones here without... Okay, I did not manage to hide this friggin' panel here before the Vultures run by. Maybe I need to like map some of the keys to do that on my keyboard, because yeah, anyways, my mouse not good here. Right, so the Spire is almost done. Does the Terran have any air defense? Oh, he's getting raids and the engineering bay now. So his engineering bay is a bit late, but also the Spire is also a bit late, so that's not a problem. The problem is that the Zerg player is down workers by a lot, and we have the dropship. We will have the drop getting into the base. Will he realize that it's coming on time? Well, 2 drones are dead. 3 drones are dead. 1 Vulture remains. Now all the drones have to move up to that mineral patch over there. And this Vulture can just threaten forever. Where is the Mutalisk? Okay, we have 3 Mutalisks outgoing. And the Wraith and the dropship are going home. He can just use this. Could this 2 legs kill that Vulture? I am not sure. But he instead decides to use the Mutalisks to attack, but we already have a bunch of missile turrets inside the Terran base. So 3 Mutalisks are not a threat here. And, well, only 1 remains without causing any trouble. So OkaySureSure decides to end this game here. Alright, victory for Kumbi, and he got this 2-0. Well done for our Terran player. And, well, OkaySureSure still has a chance to gain some points in the next round, I guess. So our next game, which is going to be Monster Truck versus Mate. So let me go in here, Monster Truck versus PMate. So Mate versus Protoss, very good record, 11 victories and only 4 losses. And Monster Truck have not played versus Terran yet in the Nice Micro Leauge as a Protoss player. They are going to be playing on a Sylphid first. Sylphid, 3-player map with barely any high ground, so I guess that is going to be a bit more better for the Protoss in the early game, and the Terran has Marines, and the Protoss only has Zealots, so there is no like defending on a high ground or something like that. That will have some effect. So Mate versus Monster Truck. I am very curious. I, of course, after losing against Monster Truck, I want to know how well he does versus the Terran players here. So I guess let's just get into our first game between these two. Our Protoss versus Terran, Monster Truck versus PMate, coming up now. Okay, so we have the bottom left position is Monster Truck, our Protoss player, and the bottom right is our Terran player, Mate, here in yellow. Yellow versus green, at least we will be able to tell them apart on the minimap very easily. And I will zoom out a little so we can see what's going on a little better. StarCraft is a difficult game because you can see only a very small section of the map while playing. That is one of the difficulties. There are a lot of difficulties in this game, that's why such an amazing esport. There are so many things you need to pay attention to, that there is always something that can go wrong for you. So Monster Truck, is he going for a quick Nexus? Nexus first is a very strong build versus Terran on high levels at least, because even though in the beginning you are a bit more vulnerable to some Terran aggression, you can easily dominate the middle part of the game, the mid game. So early game is definitely more volatile for the Protoss in this case when we are going for the 12 Nexus. But the Terran is scouting in the incorrect direction, so our Protoss player has that advantage at the moment. We'll see how many Marines will our Terran player, PMate, will make here before going for the factory, because if you are going for enough, if you have like 3 Marines and you can bunker rush the Protoss player very easily. Now the first gateway is being built. Will he build a forge? That is a variant I've seen recently pro gamers play. When you go Nexus first, get a gateway, get a zealot, and then a forge, and then a cannon at the front. That will help you defend against any marine rush, any bunker rush, and also from the vulture run-bys, which can be dangerous versus Terran. As a Protoss player, as a Terran player here, you are kind of, you have like a narrow, a small window here to inflict a lot of damage, and our Protoss player knows that, so he sends the probe after the SCV, so the SCV cannot just, the scouting SCV cannot just start building the bunker there, which is what happened in my game versus PMate Leauge. And no, he's not going for the forge, he's going for the cybernetics core, so he has one zealot being made, and I don't see other zealots, so this is the first zealot, I guess. Our Terran player is not pulling SCVs to attack at the moment, but he has 4 Marines. So this still might be an early Marine rush. You need to pull like 4 or 5 SCVs if you want to do a bunker rush. Now, the economy is already going for the Protoss player at the natural expansion. The Zealot is going out, while Dragoons are being made. The Terran player, okay, he's pulling 5 SCVs here. That can still work. We only still have a single Zealot. And this Zealot will see what is going on here. Put some damage on one of the SCVs. Turns back. Okay, so 2 damaged SCVs, but all the Marines are intact at the moment. And he is making the shield battery. That will be helpful, because he only has 1 single Dragoon. Oh no, the Dragoon runs into the Marine. Oh no! Big mistake here. Or is it? Well, I mean, he manages to pull, or at least confuse the Terran for a minute. But now we only have a single Zealot and a shield battery here. Okay. He needs to stop this bunker from being built, but oh no. If he saved the Dragoon, I think that would be very helpful now. But then in that case, this attack would have come earlier. And you need to pull the probes. He's not pulling the probes, so this Nexus will fall. And we already have mines. Oh no. 2 gateways. We have a forge, but no cannon at the moment. Protoss is a little up in terms of workers, but that's not going to last yet. It's not, they don't have the worker advantage anymore. And now Monster Truck is chasing the 2 vultures with a slow Zealot, while this Nexus is being manhandled here, or mangled, I don't know. We are 19, 18 workers, and we don't have enough pylons to get any more production going. Oh no, 13, 12 workers. Finally, the vultures are dead, but there is another vulture here, and more bunkers are being built by the Terran player. So now the Protoss is seriously behind. The Terran started the command center. So this is the problem with the Nexus first, that if you don't pull all the probes, basically, if you manage to just lose, he just lost that Dragoon for basically not much. Now his life is much more difficult. So the Protoss is playing from behind, like there's a 2 times difference in workers. At least the robotics facility is done. We are getting the observers being made. Okay, the Dragoons at least are good to kill the Marines here. At least few of them, but now the vultures are going in unchecked, uncontested, killing the workers. Oh no, this mine drag. Okay, so the Marines have been eliminated, and now these bunkers are basically empty. We have the engineering bay over there, so I guess the Terran will want to build missile turrets. Protoss is making Dragoons. We have 4 Dragoons here. But this is... So the Terran cannot contest this main base anymore here. There's 1 guy in the bunker, and we still don't have range for the Dragoons, so I guess the Dragoons will just have to eat the shots. Oh, he has range. Okay, that's good. I did not see him getting range. Now the Protoss can try to re-expand. So the problem is the Terran is already on 2 bases, up 2 times as much on workers. We have 3 factories here producing tanks and vultures. Siege mode is being researched. So the Protoss did not get much advantage from the early expansion here, unfortunately, for them. So, because the thing is that if you are expanding quick, and you are allowed to lose probes in trying to kill whatever is attacking you, because the Terran is pulling 5 SCVs. to do the bunker rush. And now the Protoss... okay, so the siege mode is already done. These Dragoons are being rallied a bit too much ahead, and now 3 Vultures are going to get into the base here. So we have 2 Dragoons for the Protoss player. 3 Dragoons. Okay, so he has to defend this entrance, because if there is no defense for the entrance, the Vultures can just like reset the worker count. I don't know, 15, 14, 13, 12. So that is a big issue. If you don't defend your entrance, the Terran Vultures run in and just ruin your day. So Protoss has these 5 Dragoons up here versus 6 tanks and the Vulture. So I guess he can stop a Vulture run-bys here if he would put these Dragons a little higher up over there. The Terran is up 400 mil. Okay, the Protoss also has some bank. And we are producing from 3 factories versus only 2 gateways for the Protoss. Is the Protoss going to do a sneaky expansion somewhere? Will these 2 Vultures just grab that, capture that probe? Okay, the tanks moved out. The Protoss is trying to bully them, and okay, 2 tanks are down, 3 tanks are down. This is the Protoss. It's with a little bit better micro. We could only have like he could have gotten all the tanks. Unfortunately, he did not focus fire properly, but he reduced the tank numbers very much. We have 4 tanks and 1 Vulture. What does... oh no, multiple Vultures run into the main base, mine everything, the Dragoons are dead. And this Dragoon will run back into the mines too. Yep. So that is, I think, end of the Protoss here, unfortunately. So I don't see how you can come back from 6 workers versus 39. Yeah, G cold, and this game is taken by our Terran player Mate. So he got his first victory here versus Monster Truck. Nicely played. Next is going to be Butter. So 2-player map is going to be, or for our next match. Butter is kind of a special case of a map. Not just because it is a 2-player map, but also because on Butter we have both of them, the starting locations are on the right hand side of the map, which means that I guess you have to be careful with like air units, like drops or something, drops, I guess, and things of that nature, which can just go from here to here. You can also push through these bases, you can expand over there, but most people like to expand horizontally because these bases are kind of far away from the enemy main. The rush distance is quite, or the move out distance is higher compared to your main, so you can maybe sneak out an expansion over there, things like that. Will this map favor Monster Truck? Will this map favor Mate? So we don't have many games on this map from the Nice Micro Leauge, but the single Protoss versus Terran game here was Protoss favored. So I guess we will see. And Mate is actually in the chat. Welcome to the stream. And of course, if you are watching this live, don't forget to like the stream. And if you are watching this later, also don't forget to like the video, I guess. So we are jumping into our next game between these two, Monster Truck versus PMate. Can Monster Truck bring this up to 1-1 and maybe even win this race? We will see. Or will Mate get a 2-0 victory here in the Nice Micro Leauge? Let's go. Okay, so now we have the bottom right position, Mate, as our Terran player. And the top right position is Monster Truck, the Protoss Slayer, white and yellow. These colors are not good. Or if you're watching on your phone, I guess you will have a difficult time to see what's going on the minimap. So what is going to be the strategy for Monster Truck here? Is he going to do some kind of proxy? I guess it's a two-player map, so you can do some proxy gateways if you want to, if you know where to hide a proxy gate. On the Terran side, we have nothing special going on. I guess this is going to be a supply depot as you do. Okay, so the pylon goes down. I guess this is the middle expansion, right? So there is an expansion above and there is an expansion below. And that is the middle expansion. Is the Protoss player going to get a second pylon in the base? That is going to be a question. So of course, this pylon got put down a bit late. So you can put down the gateway, and will he put down a second gateway? Is this going to be 2-gate? Is this SCV going to scout that? Why cannot yeah, finally. So where is this SCV going? Are we going straight to the main base? Yes, I guess so. So there is nothing in the main base. So, and we have 2 gateways in the middle. Terran has a single barracks. So the problem with this kind of proxy play is that proxy 2-gate, that once the Terran decides to just ambush your main base, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do, basically. You have nothing in your main base. So I guess Mate turns back. Did he not see anything over there? He turned back at this point, so he did not see the lack of pylons. Now he sees it. There is this SCV is harassing the building, or this probe was harassing the SCV that was building, but now the probe is stuck between all the SCVs. Oh, okay. Monster Truck manages to pull this probe out with only a single hit point damage to the hull. Now, is he going to wait until 2 more Zealots to come out? Oh no, he's not making Zealot from one of the gateways, so that is a problem. If you're proxying, you have to make the Zealot, you have the money. You don't have a supply block or anything. Or send out the Zealot early. So now the problem is that there's already a single Marine. The factory is being produced or being made here. We have a second Marine, so now having a single Zealot is going to be a bit late, but the second is already coming and 2 more being made here and another pylon. What is going to be the strategy here for Monster Truck? This SCV is going to kill some of the probes. I don't think he sees this. How many kills will this SCV have? Okay, well, let's see what's going on the other side. So he needs to cancel... Okay, he cannot cancel the factory. This factory is almost fully done. So what can he do? There will be vultures coming out. Oh, okay, so the factory has been lifted. We have 3 Zealots in the base. He needs to do something. He needs to achieve some damage with these Zealots. Okay, so hitting this supply depot is good. Okay, putting down a pylon, that's a smart move. But these SCVs are repairing quicker than the Zealots are hitting. And the vulture is finished. 1 more Zealot is coming in. Okay, we still have the probe. The probe is putting down, what is this? Photon cannon. Cannon rushing a Terran, that's interesting. Okay, one of the Marines is dead. Okay, we have 4 Zealots in the base here. An equal number of workers at this point. Can these Zealots kill enough workers? No. They are being microed negatively, I guess. And, okay, these Zealots... Oh, the cannon is actually doing a great job here. You need more cannons, but a tank is being made, I think. Is this a tank? Yes, a tank is being produced. So he needs to put a cannon closer to that factory. So the tank, when the tank comes out, the tank is killed immediately. Okay, Terran is supply blocked. This is working out much better than I was expecting. The zealots can hit the factory while the zealots are trying to get into the main base, and now the tank gets a lot of damage from the cannons, but it's not killed yet, and we don't have much time left. Okay, I guess siege mode is done. But now we have a bunch of cannons hitting the buildings here, and the Terran cannot build. Okay, he is not supply blocked anymore. Okay, that's good. This tank is running away from the zealot, and oh, the zealot cannot hit it. Oh no! Wow, the barracks is almost dead. Is there no siege mode? Oh no! We've got, ladies and gentlemen, a rage quit here. So Monster Truck pulls himself back by his pants, the edge of his pants. Very interesting game. Very well played. I did not think this proxy play would work, but he made it work. Just pushing in the zealots, and I thought surely cannon rushing a Terran is it was not a rage quit. There was GG. Maybe I did not see it. Okay, I thought I did not see GG. Maybe it was accidentally sent to allies only. I don't know. Sometimes if you start the game not as like 1 versus 1, but top versus bottom, then you are sending. If you are sending a message, if it's a top versus bottom, then it's sending to allies only by definition or by default, and that is going to, not be sent to the opposing player. Okay, so next map is Aztec, another 3-player map, but with a negative ramp, I guess, because you start from low ground and your natural is on a high ground, so that is very bad for the Protoss if we cannot expand. So I don't like these reverse ramp maps. But anyways, in the Nice Micro Leauge history, this map is 2-1 in Protoss versus Terran. So this might also advantage Monster Truck here. I don't know how this is 2-1 Protoss versus Terran. I would think this map is more Terran favored, but I guess it depends on like what phase of the game is when it gets decided. Okay, let's see. So we have 1-1 Monster Truck versus PMate. Will Monster Truck win this, or will Mate? I guess I don't know what kind of poetic phrase I can use to grab another victory. I don't know. Let's see how this is going to end up in our deciding game between these two in the Nice Micro Leauge. Let's go. Okay, so bottom left we have Mate as a grey Terran, and bottom right we have Monster Truck as the purple Protoss. What is going to be the play here? Standard or some cheese? Are we getting any more cheese today? I'm hungry for more cheese. Okay, so the probe is moving out without building a pylon. Did Monster Truck just think, okay, I won by proxy, I'm doing a proxy? No, he is actually just going for a pylon in the natural, which makes sense in this map. So on this map, not getting a natural is like, not getting a natural is always bad, but on this map it's like doubly so, I guess. We have another map on the map pool for this Nice Micro Leauge that has a similar layout for natural and main base, that is Jade, which is a 4-player map. It's also very similar in terms of like the exit from your natural, but that has a very wide ramp. Here at least you can try to defend that narrow ramp. So Terran is scouting in the wrong direction, and the Protoss is also scouting in the wrong direction. Oh, the Protoss does not know where he's going. Okay, he's going to the correct position, I guess. Okay, so is this a gateway? Yes, of course, a gateway. And there's no quick nexus here at the moment. The Terran is building here like a second level SimCity, I guess. The Marines can go anyway around here, but the Zealots cannot. Very well constructed building placement there, and the Nexus is down. So even though it's not like a Nexus first, it's still a relatively quick Nexus behind the gateway with no Zealots being made, and there is no guess as of yet. The SCV sees this Nexus. Will he pull ahead? Okay, so this scouting probe is getting harassed by this. Wow, these gray Marines look very ugly. Can I get some agreement in the chat? Gray color does not look well on the Terran. Everything looks like a kind of a, I don't know, like a Blade Runner, except for some reason the grass is very green. Okay, what do we have on the Protoss side? Next is almost done. The second Zealot is being made before we get the Dragoon. The pylon in the main base is almost finished. We have gas mining, and for some reason 2 probes chasing an SCV, but not being able to catch up. This probe is hiding there, but the Zealot decides to go in alone. So I think it's a good idea to have the Zealot and the probe attack him together. The probe can put some additional damage on those Marines. Now probe is here, and the second Zealot is almost finished, and the second Zealot is going out. So I guess the SCV was caught. No? I don't know, where was the SCV? Maybe it was caught somewhere inside the base, I heard it die. Now these 3 Marines can basically play a game with the Zealot. And we also have a Vulture, so Zealot will not be able to run away from the Vulture. That is a problem, because the second Zealot is also coming. Okay, he is smart enough to pull the Zealot up and go around with it. But there is... oh, the first Dragon is only being made, and this Vulture is going towards the Protoss base at the time when probes are being pulled. Second gateway is down. It will not stop the Vulture from getting in, and the Zealot was not positioned correctly to catch this Vulture. At this point there is no kills for the Vulture. Oh, there's 1 kill, but that was a Zealot. So that is hitting the assimilator for some reason. Okay, now it started hitting the probes. 1 probe is dead. This Dragoon is kind of chasing after this. 2 probes are dead. And the second Dragoon will be out very soon. Tanks are being made, and siege mode is being researched. We don't have mines yet. Okay, this Dragoon has to do something with this. Yeah, we'll kill it. Okay, so now this Vulture paid back for its price quite handsomely. The Dragoons are a bit scattered around the main base here. There is a Zealot, which I guess tried to run into the main base, but then got aggroed by this Vulture. And now the Vulture can be just microed easily. So siege mode is almost done. Dragoon range is being developed. And the Terran is almost out on the second base. But the Protoss is also sending out a probe. Okay, so 1 Dragoon and 2 more. I mean, we have siege mode, but only a single tank, and no more tanks are being made at the moment. So 3 Dragoons, can 3 Dragoons kill a siege tank in siege mode? I don't know. Where is this probe going? Oh no, there's a Vulture hiding behind the tree. Okay, the siege tank. Can you get close enough to kill the siege tank? Probably not, but... Oh no, this is a nice SimCity over there. And the siege tank can still reach the Dragoons. Yeah, these Dragoons are very damaged. Now the tank can move forward and kill them. Okay, one more Dragoon is coming, but fails to join his friends. Okay, so he's going to put the Nexus in the other main or in the other natural. But these Dragoons are going there to protect from the Vulture run-bys, I guess. Now the tanks, we have 2 tanks and no Dragoons at the front. Okay, the Dragoons caught the hidden Vulture. Do we have a forge yet? No, we don't have a forge. But third base of the Protoss is being made. We have 4 siege tanks at the moment. What is the Protoss? The population is the same, but the Terran has like 4 more workers. So I guess army numbers are better for the Protoss at this instance. Yeah, 46 and 44 for the Terran. So if you subtract the worker numbers, definitely Protoss has more army, but the army quality of the Terran is very good. So 4 siege tanks, you will never kill them by like 6 Dragoons or something. And what is Monster Truck going to do? Is he going to put some gateways up here? No, he's actually getting the forge, getting a robotics. Still only 2 gates. We need more gateways. Yes. Okay. So 1 more gateway is being built, and we have 6 Dragoons in the front of the Terran natural. So Monster Truck can macro up on the 3rd base if he wants to. It's still increasing the worker number, so 32 versus 36 at the moment. But now Protoss has 3 Nexuses, so he can increase the worker numbers much faster. Gateways needs to produce army units. Okay, the Terran is in a very defensive position, putting down a supply depot here. I guess he flew the building that was here. What was the building here? I don't know. Protoss is building photon cannons. He needs more gateways, so 3 gateways is not enough on 3 bases. He could... Okay, he transfers some of the probes. That is good. Oh, some anti-drop Dragoons hiding behind the minerals. Warhammer 4K vibe. Yes, that is the dark Terran, I guess. Is the Protoss going to sneak out the 4th base? Oh, this is the barracks that was there, that is flying through the map with the engineering bay. Oh, the dropship was almost caught, but Monster Truck did not realize that it's coming in before the Dragoons, and now... Okay, 1 mine. Okay, these SCVs, you have to pull these SCVs or something, because this is a... Yeah, now you pull them now, and now there is not enough of them. So all of them got killed. Protoss is down 28 workers. And now all the Dragoons are down, so the Vultures can run up. Oh, this is a massacre. We are down 24 versus 47 workers. But the Protoss is on 4 bases. Or at least the 4th one is being started. and we have 800 minerals, and the Terran says 1000. And now this is a problem. We have a lot of siege tanks, and the Protoss has nothing. As long as the siege tanks are not sieged, you can micro versus them with the Dragoons to some degree. But now I guess you have to meet them somewhere on the map, so they don't just go up to your natural and start shooting. Okay, this vulture is killed. The siege tank, the siege tank, all the other siege tanks started running back. So I guess Mate is not planning to push the Protoss base just yet. He just pushed out to clear his front yard here. Actually, the natural base is called front yard in Korean. Fun fact. Now these Dragoons are very nicely focusing down the tanks. And killed 3 tanks with 3 Dragoons, lost. That is good. Oh, and one more tank is going to come here. Okay, so this was very much worth it for our Protoss player. And if he could catch these 2 tanks out of position, that would be also nice. And now these Dragoons are just harassing the flying buildings over there. And now, okay, this is the problem. Now these Dragoons cannot fight. They will die. Okay, only one of them died, but 2 of them are terminally damaged for 1 tank. That's not a bad trade, though. What do we have? Does the Protoss have more units? Okay, we have more gateways, but the gateways are not producing. Do we have zealot legs? We need zealots. There is nothing else, only tanks. So the number of vultures is very small. That means fast zealots would be very good. The Terran is expanding. The Protoss is mining from 4 bases. You should put down a few gateways here too, just as for good measure. Now this Protoss army is just running around. Now, if you are still here and see the Terran unsiege, you could attack. Instead, you are attacking the engineering bay, which is not that useful. So Protoss is back 49 workers, so he basically got back to the almost equal. Got back to the -4, which he was before that vulture drop. Lot of cannons here, and okay, so gateways are being made. You need a few more cannons behind these minerals. Now the problem is that once the tanks siege, these Dragoons fight very poorly. I guess you can try to use the high ground advantage here. You need zealots though. You need a lot of speed zealots. Is zealot speed being made? There are no zealots being produced. We have armor upgrade, which is, I guess, not bad. Do we have zealot legs? Why don't we have zealots? Yeah, zealots are being produced over there. The problem is siege tanks have splash damage, so even though you have a high ground advantage, it's difficult to capitalize on that versus siege tanks. So what is the strategy now? Trying to flank them. If you can make a few DTs, oh, you cannot sneak in DTs. Okay, the tanks are coming up the stairs. That is a problem if you don't have... If you had zealots, if you had speed zealots, it would clear this very easily. You shouldn't have only Dragoons as your army versus Terran. Okay, the Terran decided to come up with the wide ramp over here too. So now these Dragoons are kind of screwed. They wanted to flank the Terran when the Terran comes up, but instead they got flanked. Oh, and the drop in the main base. There's only a single cannon. That cannon does a good job here protecting the workers, I guess. But in the meantime, these Dragons will be whittled down one by one by the tanks. He's going to put down... Okay, so the DT can help here. But in the meantime, the tanks are up the ramp. What can a single DT achieve here? I think a lot. Terran will have to scan. How many scans does the Terran have? 1, you have 2 here, 4 here, and 4 here. So, yeah, the DT What is the DT going to do? Just drag mines, I guess. Problem is 2 DTs together, just one scan can kill them. You need to send the DTs one by one. Okay, oh, this is a good move. Zealots to the 3rd base. But those zealots should be here, fighting tanks. A lot of scans are going down. The 3rd base will be eliminated. The Protoss has a lot of production facilities over there. The Terran has a lot of money. And only 6 factories. So now these zealots will be not that useful here anymore. But he made the 3rd base to run away. And now the speed lots are running across the map. And these tanks are quite damaged here, so that will be good to catch them. This is on power now. The scan was spent, but the tank's already dead. And now the scan ran out. And these 2 DTs are dead. But one more DT is coming out. The vultures will be caught by these photon cannons here, so that is good. And now the Protoss is outworkers by a lot. The Terran is flying another command center out. Is he trying to fly here? That's not going to work out. The Zealots are fighting here, but the Goliath is good versus Zealots, so I guess if you have enough Zealots, then it does not really matter. What a game! And what the hell? On the sneaky expansion we have 10 gateways, and the main base only 3. But now this game is for the Protoss is a huge advantage. The Terran did not capitalize on the money. Terran has a lot of money. Still 4,000 minerals. What was this? Like a snake-like movement from the Zealots over there. Yeah, I guess putting a mine in range of the photon cannons will not work out well. The DT at least will be caught on the... No, the DTs are not even caught on the mines. So this little expedition from Mate is not going to end up doing anything, but we still have some units attacking in here. And photon cannons being built. Now Zealots are marching through the map to this 3rd base. Will they start attacking this tank here? Yes. There are battles raging here, and the Protoss is trying to attack into the Terran 3rd base. I think the Protoss needs to expand, and I think the Protoss thinks that too. But where? There's a SCV here. So now, both of them have the same population, but the Terran has a higher army population because Protoss has more workers. Did this mine damage all of the vultures? Almost all of them. Okay, so still the Terran cannot breach the defenses of the natural base here, so that is good for the Protoss. But the Terran is also mining here, mining here. Will the probe put down Nexus here? Yes. The thing is that the Protoss just has so many production facilities. The Terran is still on to 4 gateways with only 2 add-ons. And now the population difference is just huge. More than, it's almost 50. I guess if the Terran only plays defensively and if the Protoss is careless with the units, this can still be okay for the Terran. So we will not lose the game right away. And the Protoss is almost run out on this base. Yeah, the Terran is only mining 2 bases. Protoss is still mining the natural some degree, and let's put down another. Oh, are we going for arbiters? That's a good call. But I don't think we will need the arbiters here to win for the Protoss. The population difference is still in the 60s, but what 20 of this difference is actually just probes. So that means like 40 army supply difference for the Protoss, which is still defendable position. So the Terran can still defend in that kind of disadvantage, but I don't think the Terran can attack in this kind of disadvantage. The Terran is very lucky that he just put down these mines exactly when the Protoss is attacking, but all the mines are being spent on the Zealots here, so not much damage to Dragoons. While there are Dragoons attacking up here versus siege tanks. And is this siege tank reaching there? I don't know. But now this third base is being pounded by the Protoss army once again. I guess if the SCVs are tough enough and stop the Dragoons here, that is going to be good. And the main... where is the main battle here? Is this the main battle? I guess the SCVs are getting mangled by the Terran. This base is still undiscovered by the Protoss, but the Protoss put down 2 more expansions unbeknownst to the Terran. And now the Protoss is up minerals also, so this is getting very rough for our Terran player here. Even though he got the advantage in the beginning of the game, now the Protoss has all the map control, has more bases, has the more units, has the more money. Well, I guess he spent the money. It's easy to spend your money when you have this many gateways. Sorry, we should be watching the attack. There are no DTs, but the Terran does not know that. So he just spent... I guess he could kill the observer. That was good. Not sure if that's worth spending the scan. And now this command center will fall by the time the Terran army moves down. Is he trying to sneak a factory out there? Okay, so this was another victory for Monster Truck here. Nice comeback from 0 to 1, winning 2 to 1 versus Mate. So well played, and this is the end of our second series for today. Good games, very good games. This was a very action-packed game. I hope I did not miss much while doing the stream. So our next game is going to be Geresz versus Hasta la Vista. They will start on Butter, which I guess in this short history, while this map is in the map pool for the Nice Micro Leauge, is 1 victory for Protoss versus Zerg. Hasta la Vista have not played versus Zerg yet. And Geresz has a relatively good record versus Protoss. So we'll see how well they do. So Geresz is, I think, he's a good ZVP player. I think he's a little better than me. At least the last time I played against him, he was somewhat better than me. Probably he is a lot better than me right now. So based on that, he must have had an interesting game versus Hasta la Vista, with whom I played 2 to 1. So I guess just based on that kind of comparison, we can say something like that. First game is going to be on Butter, which is what we had the second game on in a previous series, I guess. So let's see how these two are going to do versus each other. So first game ever versus between Hasta Vista and Geresz, the first PVZ of Hasta Vista that we can see here. Let's see how it goes on the map called Butter. Okay, so we have Hasta Vista at the top right position and Geresz at the bottom right position on this map here, which is Butter. So what is the Zerg doing? We'll see. Is this going to be a fast expand or fast spawning pool? The Protoss player is going to do something very sneaky. Where is this probe going? Very quick scout. I thought he is just going to do like a fast expand, but at a bit earlier stage than usually do. Hasta Vista is going down to check for a 4 pool, I guess. Is he going to cannon rush? Geresz is going for an overlord, so it's it might be an overpool, might be a quick expansion. We will see. And before the game starts picking up, where is the probe? Oh, the probe is here. Okay, it's a proxy. Before the game starts picking up, if you're watching this live, say hi in the chat. Welcome the other viewers, some of them who are actually players on the Nice Micro Leauge. And also, like the stream if you like what you see, I guess. That means the world for me when number goes up. Okay, so I don't know if Geresz saw these proxy 2 gates, but the spawning pool is almost done. I should have been watching whether the overlord, like where was the overlord when these two were put down. I don't know. Anyways, he probably did not see it because he put down the hatchery outside. Oh no, this might look very disappointing for a Zerg player once he realizes. Okay, but he has 4 lings in the making, so he will not be caught with his pants down. Totally. If he sends those 4 lings into the Protoss base, I don't think the Protoss has anything available for him to do. I wonder what is the strategy going to be here. Okay, so 4 lings are actually in a defensive position. That's also not bad. Now this overlord will see that there's nothing here. It's so nothing here, it will see there's nothing here. Zealot and Probe together are a good team, I guess. We'll see. And 2 more Zealots are coming down. Okay, so now this will look very bad for the Zerg player at this point. Now that we have 3 Zealots in the base. Catching the probe will probably be the best course of action here. Hasta Vista very aggressively. Ooh, 2 more Zealots. Yeah, this is... I don't see how the Zerg can protect himself here. Needs to abandon this hatchery. Or do a counterattack, but I don't think that Zerg could like kill the Protoss quick enough for a counterattack to work. And we still have 5 Zealots. Some of them are very down on health, but most of them are doing well. And the creep colony should have been placed more to this side, I guess. There's, yeah, and earlier, I guess. This is... Geresz just realizes it's getting late. Because the drones have to fight, everyone has to fight here. Yeah, this was very unfortunate. Hasta Vista did a gamble by doing this build. This is definitely a big gamble from his side, like doing proxy versus the Protoss is not really like a safe build. No, proxy, I mean proxy versus the Zerg as a Protoss is not really the safest build that exists out there, but he made it work. And Geresz did not, or was unprepared for that. Okay, next is going to be Aztec. And in a ZVP, Aztec is actually pretty much Zerg favored in the Nice Micro Leauge, so this might be the time for Geresz to equalize the situation, get a point here, and go to the third game. Or we'll see if Hasta Vista is going to be able to keep up his streak here. I guess it's a streak of 1 here on Aztec on the next map. So let's just get into the game right away and see what happens there. Okay, now in the right-hand side of the map, bottom right position, we have Geresz as the dark blue Zerg, and Hasta Vista as the teal Protoss, I guess. Teal. Is teal green or is teal a blue color? For me it seems more like a green, but I think in Korean they would still call this blue. I don't know. Sometimes they even call the green light on the traffic lights as blue, so I guess this would be blue for Korean people. But anyways, it's officially called teal in StarCraft, doesn't really matter. It's a quick expand, so there is no cheese coming from Hasta Vista this time. It is fast expand, and it is a quick spawning pool, an overpool from Geresz. So I guess he is a bit more careful here, but at least your opponent does not know where you start the game, what is your starting position. And this is going to be a Forge Fast Expand. I don't think this is how you're supposed to do a Forge Fast Expand on this map. Like, maybe you can put a gateway below this? I don't know. I don't think so. And even like, if the gateway is below, then the Zerglings can still run through the hole. Oh, you can put a gateway here. Okay. And now the scouting probe is going out. And Geresz is putting down the second hatchery, I guess, the expansion, while making 4 links. So maybe his assumption is that, okay, Hasta Vista is not going to rush me twice. And he is correct in this assumption. His star sense did not fail him at the moment. Sees the probe running around. The second overlord is going to move towards... Oh, the second overlord is just left here to see if any attack is coming in this sneaky direction. Hasta Vista puts down a photon cannon before the Nexus. I guess it's good if you don't see what your opponent is doing to be on the safe side. And he will see 4 links. And he will not see the other 2 that are being made. So Geresz waited for 6 links before starting to move out, and now these links are running towards the Protoss base. Let's see how well the Protoss is prepared. So we have a single cannon before the Nexus, and I think that the links can run through this hole. Will they try to run by, or will they attack the cannon? Okay, so they will attack the cannon. That is absolutely a valid thing to do here. But once the Zealot is out, he abandons that. Does Geresz know that he can run the links through here? Because if you can run the links into the main base, that would be a big issue for the Protoss player. And so more links are being made. Zergling, what is this? Movement. Zergling speed is being upgraded, and we're going for the lair tech. But now we have 2 photon cannons, so now running by the links would be more difficult. I guess I don't think links can run through here, so that would be better placed somewhere around here. We have another pylon, so I guess the Protoss will move. Oh no, a second gateway, okay. I thought Cybernetics Core is the correct decision at this point, because lair will be done, and then we will have Mutalisks. Or Hydralisks, I guess. But you cannot scout this Hydralisk then without the Stargate. Okay, the Nexus is done. No more... Oh, another cannon being made. So I guess Vista is worried about an attack. Maybe a Zergling bust, maybe the Hydra bust. Both are possibilities from his point of view at the moment. So Geresz finish the Hydralisk then. Is he making... Yes, he's making Hydralisks. Is he going to make Lurkers? Or is he just going to upgrade the Hydralisks? Is he going to expand? So still 2 base. If you want to do a Hydra bust, that is generally done from 3 bases. I don't know exactly what his strategy is going to be. The Protoss is up workers by a lot. So economically, the Zerg is in a big disadvantage at this point. So he needs to do something with that. Okay, the Cybernetics Core is almost done. Because the Zerg could put down a Nexus inside his bases, he needs to increase the production capabilities. Both of them are supply blocked at the moment. We have 4 Zealots and 7 Lings. And more Zealots are being made. Robotics facility is down, so there is not going to be a starport. Oh, he is not counting on Mutalisk at all. So if Geresz was building Mutalisks, he could just ravage the main base without any opposition. But he elected to go Hydras, and Vista is well prepared versus Hydras. He is getting Citadel, he's getting more gateways, he's getting robotics. So if Vista has the Storm, Side Storm, that will be very good versus Hydralisks. And the Hydralisk range is being upgraded. Yeah, I need more workers for our Zerg player here, definitely. That is the case. The Zerg could, or the Protoss has like 7 Zealots. That is a healthy number of Zealots. Zealot legs are being upgraded. And the Observatory before... Oh, it's going to be Reavers. Interesting. I thought he might go for the Templar Archives and Storm. But no, it's going to be Reavers. Reavers are also good versus Hydralisks. But our Zerg player needs to do something here. So Zerg is not really engaging with the Protoss, does not know what the Protoss has. You could see that the Protoss amassed a large number of Zealots, so this would be an easy... It would be a good time to go into Lurkers, I guess. Definitely, Geresz could have at least 1 more hatchery at this point, I think. Because he has enough income. He needs to turn that income into units, because his opponent turned that income into units. And now he's attacking out. And these Hydralisks, they are not going to fare well against this number of Zealots, unfortunately, for our Zerg player here. So I need to take notes how to play versus Geresz next time I end up playing against him. He is very much Hydralisk heavy in this game. I think, like, sometimes... I'm not saying that he's always playing this Hydralisk heavy. And he's going for the Lurkers. There is an observer in the main base of the Zerg. The Zerg, I think, could expand one more, I think. The Protoss could also expand behind this army, so the Zerg does not have a big enough army to like deny the Protoss if the Protoss wants to expand here. Generally, Protoss would want to expand behind an attack, but if the Zerg is this not aggressive, then I guess you can just like expand. Okay, so another hatchery is being built here. This observer got scared away by the hydralisks. There is a Zergling here watching for the move out. And indeed, the Zealots start to move out. A lot of Zealots, single Dragoon. If the Zerg... Okay, so these lurkers will finish on time, so that will be good. But they won't get here in time. Oh no. Our Zerg player is in big trouble. The third base is in big trouble. These lurkers are just finished morphing. At least he should have saved the drones or tried to, I don't know. Okay, these lurkers need to burrow. And yeah, these zealots shouldn't operate. Wow, the zealots did not evaporate. What the hell? Hasta Vista had enough zealots to kill all the lurkers there. Wow, that was brutal. That never happens to me when I play versus Zerg. Maybe the pattern the lurkers borrowed was not perfectly, or was not good enough. Now, of course, our Zerg player is like almost twofold down in workers. Protoss can just pump out units, and we have the Templar Archives finally. And I guess the Templars might have also energy. So now the Protoss is dominating the map. It's almost 2 times as much population too. Oh, this is bad sign for our Protoss. Oh! That Reaver dropped! And Reaver is going into the main base and there's... Victory. The Reaver triggered the intro. Oh no. Wow, something went really wrong there. Oh no. Okay, let me figure this out. I mean, I know what happened. I pressed the wrong button sometime when I shouldn't have pressed any buttons, and I pressed the button. So the Reaver triggered the intro. Okay, let's go back to the time the Reaver does its thing. Okay, so the Reaver did its... Okay, maybe this is also too much. I went ahead a little too much. Okay, so this is the Reaver. And so the Reaver kills 1 Hydralisk, or 2 Hydralisks, so the drop was stopped basically. We're going for a hive. 3 lurkers were burrowed over there. And now these 2 lurkers try to burrow somewhere useful, but they are still under a single storm, so they all die. And now the Hydralisks are fighting versus... Alright, so this is what happened. And it was won by Hasta Vista, so 2-0 for our Protoss player here. And now we have only one match left. Khestral versus Gym Raynor. Both are highly ranked players of the Nice Micro Leauge. So I am very much hyped to see what they are going to do versus each other. What is going to be the first map here? Is it... I should have checked before I tried to load up the replay. Sylphid, okay. So you can still see it on your screen. I was not seeing it on my screen. Anyways, Sylphid 3-player map. We've seen a few games on it. No, not much of the map is on a high ground. Most of it is low ground. So that might be good or bad. I don't know. I guess you cannot use high ground advantage for defense, which might be bad for whoever plays versus Zerg. So Khestral is Zerg, Gym Raynor is playing random here. So yes, depending on what race he gets, we can get different outcomes, I guess. Yeah, so as I said, both of them are highly ranked players. So Gym Raynor is higher ranked if he is only playing Terran, but for the recent Nice Micro Leauges, he decided to play random because he wants to use that to his advantage. Khestral is one of the most technically gifted players. I think I used the exact same wording in my intro. He has one of the highest APMs in the Nice Micro Leauge, which is very good for a Zerg player. So we will have a few more games left here, 2 or 3. Khestral as a Zerg playing versus a random Gym Raynor. So we might get some very interesting things here. Let's see our first game. And so basically, maybe we can look at the statistics here. So Khestral versus random always won. He didn't play much versus random, but he always won. Gym Raynor versus Zerg, 4 victories and 6 losses. And this map seems to have favored Zerg slightly in the history of the Nice Micro Leauge. I don't know how much that matters in this case, but we will see how these two will do in our first game here. So let's go. Okay, so we have our yellow Zerg in the bottom right here, Khestral, and the bottom left is our purple Protoss, PMate, Gym Raynor. I don't know why I like alliterations this much, but I like them. Anyways, the Zerg is sending the Overlord in the incorrect direction. What is the play going to be here versus random? I guess because it could be ZVZ, like every 1 time out of 3, you might want to go for a quick spawning pool, but that's not what Khestral is doing. He is actually sending the first drone to scout, which makes sense, because depending on what race his opponent is playing, his decision tree might be absolutely different, totally different. And gateway from Gym Raynor here, very quick gateway versus Zerg. Interesting play, not the standard way to play versus Zerg. And now we can see, or rather our Zerg player can see what his opponent is doing. What is this? Is this going to be a second gateway? Yes. 1 base, 2 gateways. This is a very ancient Protoss versus Zerg build, very aggressive, and is not used anymore in the pro scene because playing 1 base versus Zerg is just going to be very difficult. as the game advances into the mid-game phase from the early game. But in the early game, the Protoss can achieve something if he finds the opponent, because this probe is going in the wrong direction, which is good for Khestral. And he can expand. So he decides to expand even though his opponent is playing very aggressively. But he already has the spawning pool and can make lings, and I guess from a second hatchery he can make more lings. So now it is up to Gym Raynor to do something with these early zealots. And we'll see what can he achieve here. One zealot and a probe together going towards the Zerg base. We have 4 lings. So I think 4 lings can probably kill the zealot plus probe. 6, they will definitely be able to do that. But 2 more zealots are coming from Gym Raynor. And oh, the probe got caught up with the link. Okay, now we have 2 zealots, so that is a much more playable for the Protoss, and the Zerg decides to just turn back, seeing the 2 zealots and the probe. We have more lings coming, of course, so there is additional Zerg lings here. So we have 8 lings and a bunch of drones. But the 3rd zealot caught up with the Protoss army, and 2 more zealots are coming. So I wonder what kind of engagement can they take here. Okay, the zealots are kind of bunched up, which is good, but they are a bit surrounded by the lings, and the Zerg is putting down a creep colony. Will that worth it? Okay, this is good surface area for the zealots. And we have 3-4 zealots now, and the single probe that's not doing much here. So yeah, the Sunken is being morphed here. The Protoss has to stop the Sunken from morphing, and the Zerg has to stop the... Oh yeah, this was quick. But now we have a lot of lings and they are surrounding the zealots. But more zealots are coming. Wow, Gym Raynor with his aggressive build forces the Zerg back to a single base. The zealot will be dead. There is no static D, there are not only 8 drones here. I guess the drones need to fight, and they will be able to kill at least one of the zealots. The APM is high, 300 versus 160 of Gym Raynor. But we have only 6 drones versus the 10 probes of the Protoss, and we have 2 more zealots in this base, and this hatchery is not going to be killed. So even though I think this rush is kind of successful in keeping the Zerg on his toes and reducing the number of drones, there are enough production facilities here to just barely keep alive. And the Gym Raynor is not doing anything else, just the zealots. He has a lot of money, he could expand at this point, but... yeah, now this is a lot of zealots. So 5 zealots in the base versus 4 lings and like what, 5 drones? Yeah, that is GG, and I am very much confused pushing the buttons here. So Gym Raynor takes the first game here. Well played versus Khestral. It seems like today's theme is that Zealot Rush works versus Zerg. This was shown by both Gym Raynor and Hasta la Vista. So next game will be on Butter. So 2-player game. Well, what will they do here, I wonder? So as we could see in our previous matchups, this is a good opportunity to do something sneaky, like a proxy gateway or something like that. If you are Protoss, I don't know if you can proxy here as a Terran player versus Zerg. Would it make any sense? I don't think so. But anyways, so Khestral versus Gym Raynor. Let's see if Khestral can equalize the scores here, or will Gym Raynor take this one right away at 2-0? We'll figure it out. Let's go. Okay, so I lost my mouse in a second here. So Gym Raynor is Terran in the bottom right. Khestral is being Protoss. What? No, this is Zerg. Khestral is being Zerg in the top right. Gym Raynor, Terran, bottom right. So ZVT. I think this is the first game between a Zerg and a Terran today. No? No. I don't know. I don't remember. What was the race that OkaySureSure got in the game versus Kumbi today? I don't remember. I already forgot. Anyways, Zerg versus Terran. One of the best matchups. I don't know, all of the matchups are one of the best matchups in StarCraft. But anyways. Terran versus Zerg. And is Mate putting his bet down that this will be 1-1 or 1-1 and Khestral will win versus Terran? I don't know what's going on in the chat. I am sorry. Okay, so Zerg player is going for the overpool, I guess, after a gas streak. So when Geresz did this, I had a question if this is a good thing to do, but I guess Khestral is also doing it, so if two people are doing the same, that might even make sense. And Gym Raynor is walling, which is good. Walling is good versus almost any build except for 4-pool, I guess. So Khestral is going to expand here. That's why he's sending this drone. Yep. If you play Protoss in our level, you win. That's the cheat sheet. Yeah, I guess. That's why all the Protoss players in the Nice Micro Leauge are bottom tier players. As long as you build 2+ zealots. I guess, except if your opponent is also Protoss, because in that case you have to build 2 more zealots and then your opponent's build, and then you win. Yeah, so I guess Gym Raynor thinks even Terran is his main race, he have better chance playing as a Protoss. I guess, but everyone who watches Artosis knows that Terran is the weakest race in this game. Anyways, we have a Marine over there. But for some reason in the Nice Micro Leauge, our 4 top players are 2 Terran and 2 Zerg players, and I guess if we say like 5 top players, then definitely Gym Raynor is amongst them, who I would consider Terran main, even though he's playing random mostly nowadays. Anyways. The only high-level Protoss player in the Nice Micro Leauge history is Kumbi, who is not playing since he has kids. His wife doesn't let him. Which I totally understand. He used to be addicted to this game. And he got quite good as a Protoss player. Alright, so Khestral has 6 lings, will attack with them and going for the lair tech here, while our Terran player has 5 Marines, so behind a wall, so those lings will do nothing. And more barracks are being constructed here. Mining gas, going for the academy, which you cannot see behind my face. And yeah, the Zerg just decides, well, not today. So The Zerg is defending and putting down creep colonies kind of early here, and is going to expand not with the Zergling. So what is the strategy here? Spire. So this is classic ZVT build, going for the Mutalisks, and this will be fine for the Terran as long as he can start building the turrets when the Mutalisks hatch. So sooner or later Gym Raynor will have to start building the engineering bay. We have a large number of Marines and medics, so he can threaten an attack, but the Zerg decides, okay, the door is open, I'm attacking, but there is a Terran force here, and he's pulling 1,000,000 SCVs. This is going to be a bunker rush, I guess. Do we have an engineering bay being built? Not yet. Gym Raynor decides, I don't need an engineering bay, I will win before the Mutalisks come out. And, well, the Spire is almost finished. So this is kind of the latest when you can start your engineering bay if you want to protect yourself versus the Mutalisk. But the Zerg is not stupid, so he is going around and doing a counterattack. I guess, will this going to be a base trade situation here? I guess because that Marine just died without shooting his gun even once. Yeah, this is a base trade situation because the Terran just decided, you cannot shoot into the air, so I'm going to lift my buildings. And now this sunken wall will not be busted. There are not enough Marines, not enough medics. This is unfortunate that there are 2 Marines that are not doing anything over there. Yeah, Gym Raynor is dead. He has 0 SCVs. GG indeed, I guess. Nice Khestral victory. TVZ is playable a lot sooner. Okay, so Mate gave us a lecture in the chat. Let me read that. So, as long as I need 900 APM to micro versus a single Zealot or DT, but also have a lot less info about the map. Okay, so that is the Terran view of Protoss versus Terran game. You need to have 900 APM and don't have map control. And the TVC gets playable a lot sooner, because the Zerg also has to do some stuff, not just send the Zealots and Dark Templars, I guess. That is kind of the situation. Protoss is OP. Then why do I always lose? Anyways, we have one more game left. The deciding match between Khestral and Gym Raynor. I hope you are enjoying the show, and if you do, why don't you click like on this video, let YouTube know that you like what you watch on the Nice Micro Leauge. Make my day infinitesimally better by letting me see the number go up. Anyways, so last game, and play Terran for a while and you get a new perspective. I guess that would be something. So another 3-player map. Aztec is going to be the last game for the 3rd round in this Nice Micro Leauge. So we had some very interesting series, and this one ended up being very interesting too, because we are going up to the 3rd game. Khestral versus Gym Raynor, deciding match on Aztec, coming up now. Okay, so Gym Raynor is Terran again, with purple color on the top position, and the bottom left we have Khestral as the Zerg. So I guess We'll see what will happen here. Is Gym Raynor going to do something like before, like some all-in? Or will he play something more strategic? Or will he go all-in much earlier? Is he going to just put down 2 barracks somewhere and flood Marines before the Zerg knows what day it is? Well, I don't know. It's going to be an overpool. There was no gas trick on the Zerg side yet, and the Terran is not walling this time. The depot is being built close to the command center, but the overlord is going in the incorrect direction, so the scout for the Zerg will be a bit late. Mate is already saying rest in peace for Gym Raynor, I think. Seeing what the racial distribution of the 2 players are. Is it the distribution or we only have 2 players? Anyways, the first barracks is being built. Would it be viable to put the barracks down before the supply depot? I don't know, maybe you have to cut SCVs in that case. So the hatchery is down before the spawning pool. So Khestral is playing very risky here. It could have been a ZVZ with a 4 pool or 9 pool or something. But Khestral doesn't care. I guess even when he plays a ZVZ, he sometimes puts down the early hatchery, so... you know... in this case, it's only 33% chance to get a Zerg as the opponent. Not much you get, a lot you lose. That is the Terran experience from Mate, who's been playing Terran his whole life. I don't know, but why is that a Terran player is the world's best player ever? Okay, the drone is going home, I guess he needs to mine. Just because you went out to scout doesn't mean you don't have to work. And the 2 barracks are done. Marines are being made. The academy is going to be the next building, I guess. That would be the logical next step. And the SCV is going to find the location of the opponent right now. There is a creepy colony being built very early, I guess. It's no surprise. Is there an academy? No, it's still just supply depots being built. And the lair is being upgraded here. So this might be a very quick Mutalist crush. I don't think the SCV saw the lair building. And the academy is being made. I wonder what is the correct way to play here versus Zerglings, because the Marines have a hard time seeing up the ramp, as you can see here. So the lings will be only visible once they start attacking, and you will be missing shots. But you have 8 Marines. Okay, so 1 Marine goes up. That will give vision to the others. But still missing a lot of shots. I guess if the Zerglings don't go down or don't go towards the ramp, then this is all fine. And the academy is done, Steam is being upgraded, and I guess medics, no medics, okay, now medics are being made. And the factory, okay. That is some more long-term planning from our Terran player here, I guess than what we saw in the previous game. What is the Zerg doing? Spire. So, the Terran will need... He's having a comm set, so maybe he will figure out that he needs to get the engineering bay ASAP. Because this spire is almost done. Okay, we have a comm set. Is the scan going to go somewhere? Why is this factory flying away? What? Starport? Oh. And no scan. This is going to be 2-port rate. No, there's no second starport at the moment. The lings are in the middle of the map. We have like 4 sunken colonies. And the mutalisks are being made. This is going to be Wraith? Or is this going to be... Okay, the engine bay is made. How do I hide Khestral's view? Yeah. He scanned the main, he sees the spire, he sees the eggs. So he knows it's going to be Mutalisks. He needs to do something versus the Mutalisks. Because the Mutalisks are done. 4 of them are done, 2 more are being hatched. I can see it on the top left corner, and there are no... Oh no, the medics, where are the medics? Okay, the medics are on the ramp. And no more medics are being made. So this will be rough. Would have been nice to push out with the Marines earlier. But yeah, okay, so by the time the Mutalisks decide to attack, some missile turrets will be done. And exact point. Oh. Okay, this was effective defense from the Terran. He lost a few Marines. That's fine. Oh, dropship. It's not Wraith, it's a dropship. So the problem is you cannot move out because then the Zerglings run in. I mean... I wonder... Okay. Khestral is playing, I don't know, it's like... Monster Trucks Zerg play. Just hide your base, hide your wife, hide your base. Okay, we have 3 turrets in the back. So this map is good for Terran to protect versus Mutalisks. And the Mutalisks attack the Terran army when it's in its strongest position, I guess. Oh, this dropship is going to be caught here. But at least the Mutalisks also got damaged. Now the Terran can move out, but 4 sunken colonies. That is a lot of sunken colonies when you have only 3 medics. And the Mutalisks are going for a counter attack. Okay. I wonder what is the play going to be here. So we have some Marines in the base. The number of missile turrets is quite low. Oh, there is another dropship somehow. Can the Terran do a drop? Oof, a large number of Mutalisks. And even more being made. I guess the Terran just has to threaten the dropships. Where is this scan? He scans the natural. Yes, I can see the 4 Sunkens. He does not have enough to threaten that, I think. But he threatens anyways. The medics are behind. This is just impossible for a Terran to work. Like, once the Mutalisks are here, you need to like go back out of the sunken range. And GG, well played indeed. Alright, so another victory for our Zerg player. Khestral takes it 2-0. And I guess this is it. This is, if you could evade it by keeping the scouting SCV alive, so you know the Zergling count. But we suck, so there's not an option. Anyways, Gym Raynor played well against Khestral, even though he ended up losing 2-1. This Marine all-in was, yeah, if I don't know, was that enough to kill the Mutalisks without the, like, without getting hits from the Sunkens? I don't know. But anyways, all the games have been played in this round, so I will click the button to go back, and that will generate us the next round. So I guess I'm waiting here to get what is going to be our next round. Unfortunately, he ran into my dropship by accident. Yes, that was true. Like, that dropship could have achieved something, but anyways, he was not supposed to find that. Yeah, I guess if the Zerg hides their base, you should be able to hide your dropship, at least. Okay, so we got the 3rd round here. Khestral versus Monster Truck will be one of the games. Wow, Monster Truck is actually the 2nd best player, the second best here in the after the first 3 rounds of the Nice Micro League. Let's see. Khestral versus Monster Truck. I will update the rankings. Zerg versus Protoss. Troy, Aztec, and Butter. That will be a very interesting. So Monster Truck, generally I would say that Khestral is a much better player, but Monster Truck played very well in this series right now, much better than what I expected, so that will be interesting. OkaySureSure will play versus Katyakin. Okay, I want to go back to see the points actually here. So OkaySureSure and Katyakin, a lot of people have 4 points, I guess, so now those people got matched up together. OkaySureSure versus Katyakin, that's going to be random versus Zerg. Katyakin is one of the champions of the Nice Micro League, so that will be... Yeah, Mate is already prepared, like he's very glad what his opponent is. I am still baiting my time here. So, yeah, OkaySureSure versus Katyakin. That is, I think it is very much a Katyakin favored game, but we will see. OkaySureSure plays random, so maybe he will be able to come up with something to beat one of the multiple times champions. I have like a picture here of all the previous Nice Micro League results, and you can see Katyakin won first place 2 times and third place 2 times. So I do not envy OkaySureSure for this one. Alright, Kumbi versus Zorro. That's a Terran versus Protoss. That will be interesting. These two are... I mean, Kumbi is generally higher ranked, and well, versus Protoss, he has a very good record. And Zorro has a very bad record versus Terran, but we never know. Geresz will play Hasta la Vista. So that is going to be Zerg versus Protoss. You can see Hasta la Vista play Zerg versus Zerg in a very unconventional ways. But Geresz, until this point, has a good record versus Protoss, so we will see how he does. Gym Raynor, Tapirello. Well, Tapirello is the player who played Carriers versus Zerg, so that is a matchup. You'll never know what you will see there. I'm very much, yeah, I'm awaiting that. And yeah, Mate will play versus me after Mate leaked the winning strategy for Protoss, I guess. And Kumbi will play Khestral Leauge. That is going to be a Protoss versus Terran. So Kumbi is doing relatively well in this series compared to the last series, so we'll see how will these two do together. And let's not forget that this is the last Swiss round, last placement round. So I guess the first 5 players will be just forwarded into the top 8 of the game, and who can get first 5. So I guess Khestral has already 6 points, so he will be here, but depending on his how he does, they will, this will be different, I guess. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 players who have 4 points, so we might end up with 4 players with 6 points, and in that case, if Monster Truck loses, then he will not get into the top 5. But yeah, so we will get at least 3 of these guys will get 6 points who will get into the top 5. I guess Khestral will get in the top 5 no matter what. Or maybe not if he loses 2-0. I'm not sure. You can, figure out in your calculator at home. So this is going to be relatively deterministic if you know how this program works. Anyways, well, if you know how the program works, it will be totally deterministic. But anyways, Gym Raynor versus Tapirello. Yeah, Tapirello, if he wins, he can get 5. So yeah, these players, I think everyone who has 4 or more then has a chance to get into top 5. So these games will be interesting from that perspective. So Geresz will get 4 points because he is not playing this round. Khestral Leauge and Kumbi. So I guess who will, this is where the interesting things will happen, and this is going to be the bottom. where you cannot get into the top 8 if you are in the bottom 4. So yeah, this is going to be rough. If I don't get any victories, then I think, yes, at least one of those guys. So if Geresz will get 4, so the bottom will be either Khestral or Kumbi. Yeah, for anyone with 3 points, we have a chance to get into the bottom here. All right, so I guess this is it for today. I will send out the all the games and the maps to the people who will play, and I will update the rankings. That does not happen automatically, and I will let you know when the next stream happens. Once at least 3 people, or at least 3 of the games have been played, we will have a stream. If, well, I guess the holidays are over for most people, so I guess if everyone ends up playing at the same game or same time, we might end up similarly like now, just having 4 games at one day. But generally I would like to do 3 + 2 + 2, but we'll see. We will see indeed how that goes. So this was the 3rd round, and thank you everyone for watching. We will be back with our regular programming once we have enough replays. I have a Nice Micro Monday episode already, I guess, prepared for tomorrow's release, and I recorded one Nice Micro Monday for next week, so I will have some other content besides StarCraft on the channel. But anyways, thank you for watching. Like this video if you haven't done so, subscribe for more, and I will see you either in the Nice Micro Monday video tomorrow or the next stream whenever that comes out. Thank you everyone once again. Bye bye.